My third piece is the conclusion of Philip Glass's opera, Einstein on the Beach. This opera has been recorded a number of times, but the specific version that is important to me is actually the edited version that was done for the first recording on Tomato Records. It was released as a box LP set, maybe around 1979, with the original cast, and has been out of print for many, many years and has become something of a collector's item, as I understand it. Because they were working with LPs and had the limitation of time, and of course money, because you couldn't go to 5 or 6 LPs without costing a fortune, Philip Glass and his producers were faced with some tough choices. They had to make cuts. They had to condense a 5-hour opera to something around 3, maybe even a little less. And while this might be a heretical point of view among fans of the piece and of Philip Glass's music in general, I actually think the edits make the piece better. I love this recording. It's kind of rough and ready. It's not as polished as the later recordings that came out, but there's an honesty to it. It's true to the stage piece. It's true to the emotional core of Einstein, which is very strong. And the final knee play, the 5 knee plays are the connecting joints between the bigger acts of Einstein. The final knee play brings back a lot of the musical material that you've heard earlier in what is, after all, an immersive, evening-length experience.
It got some wind for the sailboat, and it could get where it is. It could get the railroad for these papers, and it could be where it is. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could Frankie. It could be Frankie. It could be very fresh and clean. It could be a balloon. Oh, these are the days, my friends.
So you've been through this avant-garde experience of very fast music and very slow images, and your mind has been teased and pulled in one direction or another by Robert Wilson's staging, by the layering of texts, many of them using English words, but not in a way that any native English speaker would use them. You know, these amazing texts by an autistic writer named Christopher Knowles. And then, of course, Philip's music. So you have the strange sensation at the end of however many hours of hearing familiar material and feeling like after everything you've been through, you're somehow home. You're on familiar sonic territory. And Glass, throughout these knee plays, is completely transparent. There is no more transparent form of music making because the texts mostly consist of the singers giving you solfege syllables, do, re, mi, fa, sol. So they're actually telling you the notes that they're singing, and at the same time singing 1, 2, 3, 4, giving you the rhythm. So there's no question what notes are being sung, what the harmonies are, what the rhythms are. It's right there in the singing. And then, of course, there's the solo violin part, which has been played by a violinist made up to look like Einstein, who, throughout the course of the evening, has not really been a part of any of the action, but has been kind of downstage observing with us what's going on. And when he has played, or she, is actually sort of commenting, almost like a one-person Greek chorus.
Touching each other, holding hands in the moonlight. There was silence between them.
And then you add the actual chorus, and there is this something very classical, something very familiar, and something ultimately that touches you on a very deep level. And over all of this is the most straightforward, accessible, lyrical story of the entire piece. As the voice says, it's the end of the day, time for a love story. And that's really what it is. And as I say, coming at the end of this huge experience with a capital E, to be left with this, it's a gift.
Measure the waters of the oceans with a teaspoon. Number the grains of sand on the seashore. Impossible, you say?